What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 6?
Episode 6.
We're
Episode
deep in the
6 of the
hole.
Weeding Ducks. The Weeding
Yeah.
Ducks.
The Weeding Ducks.
The Sitting Ducks Gaming Podcast. Oh,
That's
man.
close
I don't even know where I got the weeding.
Don't lie about what you do in your spare time.
Hey, man,
Apparently.
I'll grab that sword right now and it'll be all over.
I fucking hate to see what you do with yourself right now. I mean, this high. Yeah.
Oh,
Shit.
man. Yeah, no special guest this week. If y'all haven't checked out last week's, we had our first special guest. Good buddy of mine, Cody, also known as Classic Native. Good friend.
Good
Go check it
Yeah.
out. We're not going to have any episode of the Sitting Ducks Plays this week. Again, some technical difficulties on the recording end of things. Just some audio issues. And we don't want to release half-ass stuff. But it's in the works. We're working on it. Just stay tuned. We will spend this whole week recording a lot of stuff for you guys. That way, to make up for it. We have shit working. We're not just slacking off over here.
No, we're still grinding away.
Yeah, we're trying to figure shit out as we go, and we're trying to make adjustments to the podcast. We're hitting a couple roadblocks, but just know new things are coming. We're trying to evolve as a channel and as a crew, and this is only the beginning.
Yeah, a lot more to
Chemistry's
come.
been 10 out of 10 since day one. I'll say that.
Yeah. So what have y'all been up to this week?
What you been up to, Triston?
Well, this week, what was that on? I actually started playing Monster Hunter with a friend. Real late into it, but it's very
In depth.
different.
Yeah.
Different.
I'm gonna try to keep on.
Very different.
I'll try to be open minded to it as possible. It's nothing like I ever played before.
Did you buy it?
Nah, it was like free on the Game Pass for Xbox.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Got me fucked up on that. Nah. And then Mortal Kombat 11, which
How is it?
dude, that story is 10 out of 10. Like, I don't know if you never played or know the Mortal Kombat like storyline,
Mm-hmm.
then you're probably not gonna understand it, like why like Liu Kang's fighting Raiden or Shao Kahn what's going on with all them, but it explains it pretty well enough where you could jump into it, I would say.
Yeah.
And
But
then
still- You have to play a lot of them, then get to know the
Yeah.
characters and stuff.
I mean
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
characters are the main part.
the characters are, I don't know, it's really, if you've seen it from the beginning, like I remember as a kid watching like the old Mortal Kombat movies, like the live ones or whatever.
The ass
Yeah.
ones.
Those are fucking fantastic. Those are not ass, bro. Those are fantastic movies. And it's weird because you see them like it's like these fucking people, and then you get them in the game and they're like, I don't know, it's weird. With it.
Haven't watched any of the new Mortal Kombat. I did watch the last one that came out, the one before this one, and that campaign looked fucking dope. I'm just not really into the whole fighting games and stuff like that. I heard there's a lot of microtransactions in it though.
I mean, I haven't ran across any. I mean, I've been literally just beat the story in like, I want to say 10 hours or less maybe.
Yeah.
And then I've been like whooping ass online playing like the, it's called like Towers or whatever, something, Pillar Tower, something like that. That's dope. It's like, yes, it's fucking stupid. But you can play with like a buddy of yours and like go online, and it's like y'all two will be like ganging up on this like super hard fighter, like with this fucking insane amount of health, and like attacks you, and then you're like fucked.
Mhm.
But it's like at the same time you can like swap out or like tag in,
Tag
And then
team
the-
match.
Yeah, the other one's like slowly regaining health if he's like out. So it's like it's cool. But that shit is hard as fuck.
Sounds
Yeah.
fun though.
It's
So it's
fun.
a 2v2, but you tag each other in and out.
2v1 against
Okay.
the AI.
Okay.
It has like more
But it's a
health than
boss.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically like a boss.
That sounds like a dope multiplayer game mode though. A 2v2 like tag in, tag out style.
Oh, that would be cool though.
Shit, that's like Dragon Ball Fighter Z or whatever.
Okay, well,
It's- I'm not
put
too
that in
sure.
a good game. Yeah, man, never been a huge fan of the Mortal Kombats, especially if you're playing against people that don't really know how to play it, so they're just pressing the same button. They get you trapped like against a wall on like the right hand side of your monitor, and you can't do anything. You're just getting your ass punched.
I
They're
mean,
just spamming B.
you can get out of it. It is if you get out of it and you know your combos.
Yeah,
You're doing like I want to say
That's
maybe
another
like
thing.
35k or 3500 damage.
Yeah,
they've always been one
learning all the combos.
that I like to watch more than I like to play.
It's dope. And like I said, I was watching the tournaments, Brian. Tournaments.
Yeah,
Man, intense. I definitely.
man, I heard them getting hype.
Dude, it's intense, man. Fighting tournaments. It's
Yeah.
like Call of Duty shit. When it's like the last one left, whole crowd stands up, go crazy.
Never been my forte, fighting games, man.
Hey, man.
Except for UFC, I'll play the fuck out of some UFC.
UFC should have a
Really?
competitive, like
Like a
what's it called?
esports
Esports. That'd be. Hoo-hoo.
Talking about character creation, man. You can make some fucking ugly motherfuckers in that game.
Y'all see the guy he's like on YouTube. He does like or did like be like Spider-Man fucking fighting
Yeah.
like custom characters and shit.
Hmm
Dope.
You can make some interesting people in that game.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But me being a UFC fan, I watch. I like to play it. But as far as like the 2D style, never been a huge fan of it. It's just not
Yeah.
my
I
forte.
used to play like Street Fighter back in the day, way back in the day. That's the only one, but that's more for the campaign only. But
Here, we can pause it here. I can edit all this out. All right, we're back.
we're back. Yeah.
So Tristan's been playing Mortal Kombat. I have been fucking no life in Game of Thrones. And I am finally caught up to date. Took me 2 weeks. I'm up to date. I'm ready for the last episode Sunday. I don't want to get into too many spoilers for those of you that haven't watched it. I know Tristan, you haven't watched it.
You told me a good
Um,
amount already.
Not really. I
spoilers.
haven't spoiled. Yeah, I haven't
Not
spoiled it.
spoilers.
Game of Thrones is the easiest easiest show to spoil because all you have to do is see a character alive, and it's a
And
spoiler.
that's a spoiler.
Yeah, because they fucking kill everybody in that show.
And that's a spoiler.
Yeah, dude, because it ruins so much of it. Like, there's this really intense moment in one of the season 5, or one of the later seasons where a main character gets severely injured, but I've seen them in later episodes, so I'm like, dude, you're not gonna die.
Like I know it.
Which is a bad feeling for that game because everybody fucking dies.
That show.
So
Yeah.
but anyways,
They are
caught
not
up to
afraid
date.
kill off people.
It is fucking incredible. One of my favorite shows of all time. It is an amazing show. It has its moments where it gets really slow and a little too political. Like season 6, in my opinion, was the worst season. It just goes off the rails. It's fucking the plot is all kinds of stupid. But we're coming to a close. We got one episode left, and I think me and Cyborg are on an agreement. I don't see how they can end this in a way that I would be happy. It feels so fucking rushed. It feels
It's not enough.
so rushed. There's not enough time.
Like I said, I just really hope that they tie in something else down the road with this, because there's definitely not enough time to finish all the stories.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know what he's talking about, apparently they announced some spin-offs.
Yeah, HBO has some spin-offs in the works.
But I feel like spin-offs are never as good as the original.
Well,
So.
they don't always work either.
No,
They might have 3 spin-offs now, but only one of them make it.
Yeah, so I don't know. If you are Game of Thrones fans, y'all know what we're talking about. The episode 3 of season 8, I loved it. It was
Yeah,
incredible.
That was the highlight.
it was definitely more like emotionally driven than I would say like just pure epic. But like for me, I like to make videos. I like to edit stuff. I do a lot of like well, I don't do a lot of it, but I do like cinematography and stuff on my outdoor channel and things like that. So like I appreciated it a lot from just like the visuals, the cinematic, the story, everything, dude. It was fucking phenomenal. Longest fight scene in the history of like television, movies. I think it was the most expensive one.
I'm sure it was. I think it took
It
like
was
40, 50 days to film or something like that. It was crazy.
dude, the amount of choreography that went into that is insane,
And
dude.
they probably got it right the first time a lot of the time because I feel like it would be a pretty strict set. Like, hey,
Oh, dude, they fuck so much shit, dude. It's insane, guys. Game of Thrones. If you haven't watched it, lock yourself in and watch it. It's gonna take you 80 more hours, but it's fucking worth it. Just know there's gonna be a huge void in your life
he
once you
just started
finish it.
Just like Brian
2
just
weeks
started
ago.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
2 weeks
a couple
ago.
weeks ago.
This
And
explains the hollows under the eyes.
Yeah.
and
Those are Game of
explains the
Thrones
fucking
eyes.
sword from a little guy, Jon Snow, right here. The show's phenomenal. It's unlike any other show I've ever watched. They don't give a fuck about a main character.
Nope.
They'll kill them off left and right, which I love. It's weird that like, with the exception of season one, like so season one kind of like builds up all their stories, which is what it should, and then it sets the tone for the next 7 seasons. And really, more or less, it's the same narrative or the same end goal for the next 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And it's like just now everything's starting to come together. All the puzzle pieces are starting to fall into place, but there's still like
There's
too
not
many
enough puzzle
unanswered.
pieces, though. There's not enough puzzle pieces. Like, there's a lot of gaps in the puzzle.
Yeah. We have one episode left,
That's it. So.
and it can't be like a 40-minute episode. They better make it like a 40-hour.
It's already like an hour and a half, but I don't see an hour and a half being long enough. Like, ugh.
Dude, I'm gonna be super upset if like they just end it like, let's say there's a fight scene, a winner takes over, and that's how they end it. There's no like, there's nothing to tell us like what happens in the future. I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about it next week, but
yeah, I don't even want to think about it until Sunday.
I've been up to date on that, and love the show. Phenomenal.
What else?
Recommend it. Well, we have been playing a fuck ton. Well, not a fuck ton, but we've been playing quite a bit of VR. Cyborg got his hands on the Oculus Rift, and
How much are those things?
you can get on. So brand new, they're 400. But like if you go on Reddit or something, you can find them used.
Yeah, I'd use
200.
That's not bad.
No, that's for what you get. It is. VR is the hardest thing to explain to somebody. Like, I can't put into words how great it is. For those of you out there, if y'all played like phone VR, doesn't do it justice. Even PlayStation VR does not do this justice. The real VR, which means the Vive or the Oculus,
which is interactive and
out of this fucking world. Like, what's crazy is I played hundreds of hours of VR before Cyborg got it. Me and Cyborg played, a couple hours last night. And randomly we took like a little break to go, get something to drink, use the bathroom, whatever. And then I came back, I put my headset on, and I must have put that shit on perfect. Because that was the clearest I have ever seen my VR. Like, it looked fucking insane.
I think he's got a little lack of sleep going on. And his body was like, yep, this is where we live now. Let's make it perfect. We're never leaving.
Well, no, I wasn't even tired last night. Because after we got off, I stayed up for another 2 hours watching YouTube.
Jesus Christ, attaboy.
Yeah, so. But no, VR has been great. I mean, what is your experience, Cyborg?
Yeah,
is it everything
awesome.
you hoped?
I mean, everything. It's, the shooter games are a lot of fun. I don't know. I just it was hard at first to get used to like feeling around, and knowing where you were. But
gaining
it's cool
because
they have that blue net that shows you your boundaries. So that was cool. I didn't know that before.
That's fucking screwed up.
But like you could stick your arms to the edge of your play area, and it'll like pull up like a blue electric fence, just a line, and you can see where your boundaries are. So you're not
Yeah, so when you're
too turned around or anything.
setting it up, it has you trace the play area. So like you can go in and trace the area that you want to play in. So let's say my desk right here, I have my monitors. So I'll put a line in front of my desk.
Right.
And when I get anywhere near there in game, it pops up like this blue wall letting you know, like, hey, you're getting close to your boundaries.
His face before.
Oh yeah, I'm still like, well, because when you get down on the ground, man,
Yeah, you have to get down. That's what the tricky part is. Like,
the tricky part is reprogramming your brain to know, like, look, man, I can just lay the fuck down right here. Like me and Cyborg, right now we've only played Zero Caliber, which is more like a story-driven. It's almost like COD 4.
Yeah.
It's almost like a COD 4 campaign that you play through. Fucking fantastic. Probably my favorite VR game that's out there. There's a ton of weapon customizations, ton of attachments.
Realistic.
There's a ton of stuff you can go through. You're like a futuristic soldier, so you can just climb up whatever the fuck you want to.
You have like suction pads, I don't know, or whatever, and you just like climb up things.
And it's super like intuitive. It's just all around fucking dope. They're constantly updating it. Like they just added mounted 50 cals, dude, and they are crazy to shoot. Like we were
shoot it.
Dude, we were playing and I fucking walked up to the thing. I was like, holy shit, just pull that hammer back.
Chamber that round.
It is fucking sick. We were playing some nighttime ops with like with the night vision and flashlights. And what's super cool is like let's say we're in a gunfight and you can't run out of ammo in this game. You have unlimited max. But let's say Cyborg ran out of ammo and we tested. We were just fucking around doing shit. So I'd be dumping a mag and then I'd grab my own mag and throw it at Cyborg and he'd catch it and throw it in his gun. And dude, it's just fucking dope.
You can really get, I don't know, adventure with it.
Yeah, you could like you could pull a pin on a grenade, toss it to me, I catch it and fucking throw it. Like he went to grab
it. You can grab grenades off of each other's vests.
What the fuck?
And he went to grab mine, but he grabbed the fuking pin. And he pulled the pin on my grenade, but it stayed on my vest. Like it's impossible to explain to somebody that hasn't experienced it.
I don't even think recording does it justice, because I've watched plenty of videos on even Zero Caliber and the Gorn or whatever we talked about. Like I've seen videos on it, but it is nothing compared to like throwing that headset on. And I will tell you this right now, you will sweat, son. Like
well, the weird part about it is, so like I said, we played Pavlov, which is like Gary's mod. For VR, it's still shooting and stuff, but it's all multiplayer. There's no single player elements to it. You're just all multiplayer. So me and Cyborg were like 1v1ing, and it's all like workshop German stuff. So you can download maps. So we downloaded Shipment from COD 4. We downloaded Block from COD 4. So we were playing like all these classic COD 4 maps that me and him both fucking knew, running around them. We knew all like the angles, and we're fighting each other. That we hardly didn't sweat at all. But when you get in Zero Caliber and you're getting pinned down with gunfire and it's just like this intense battle, especially like we were playing some of the later missions yesterday, where you were just getting swarmed and it's like, dude, we don't know if we're gonna fucking make it.
You actually have to like move and kill people, because like in the earlier missions, you kill a certain amount, then it's like, all right, move forward, go to this checkpoint. But in the later ones, like you
got to push the enemy back,
and if you don't push all the way up there and kill them, they'll just keep coming.
And it's like, dude, there'll be times where we're getting overran. Like they added this one where it's called No Man's Land, and it was the hardest one by far. It's like trench warfare, and we're getting pinned down, and then it starts off and you have 2 mounted 50 cals. And me and Cyber were like, all right, we'll go get on them, but we get lit up right away. Right, and then all hell fucking breaks loose, and we're like picking them off as we can, and I'm like, fuck it, Cyborg, cover me. He starts laying down fire. I just go hop on that 50 cal, just start mowing him. Cyborg starts running. We're throwing grenades. Dude, it is fucking epic, dude. We're gonna get all the kinks figured out, and once Cyborg gets used to it, once we get all the tracking and everything set up, we're gonna start making videos.
That's dope.
Dude, like I said, it's impossible to explain to somebody who hasn't experienced it, because it's
and
like
I did the phone VR, and I did some of the like VR stuff at amusement parks and places, but like none of them were interactive like
no.
this. It's insane.
Well,
I mean,
even
there was multiple times where I had to like train myself, like in a video game, like you look, and you look. Like I had to train myself, like you can leave your gun here, like you're a person, in this game, because like I would just pull everything, just like I'm playing a video game. And in reality, all I had to do was look over there if I wanted to look over there. So it's weird having to like reprogram your brain,
oh yeah.
that you're not playing a video game on a keyboard or whatever.
If you haven't played the Oculus or the Vive, you have not experienced real VR. I had the PlayStation VR first. Well, I had the phone VR, played it. I was like, okay, this is kind of gimmicky. I had the PlayStation VR, and same thing. Like, it was fun. I enjoyed it, but it's gimmicky. You're very, very, very limited on PlayStation VR. And then you go into the PC realm where you have all these amazing titles. You have such variety, such like, it's so intuitive. It's so interactive. Like, it's unparalleled to any other platform. You have to try it on PC, and you have to play the right game. You can't, like, you see a lot of people doing like the roller coaster stuff. That doesn't do it justice. Like, it's cool, but I mean, you got to get in there like
do some sort of interactive game.
Yeah. Like the fucking combat, dude, you'll be sweating bullets, man. Because you're in there, you're like getting pinned down, bullets are flying, your explosions, and me and Cyborg are like trying to cover each other, trying not to get overran. Dude,
I felt like I expected the hand, interactive to be like the Wii and stuff, like where it's just motion based, like wherever you move it, the sensor sees it. But like the controllers are very intuitive, like your hands and fingers and everything you do with them is controlled. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, and which is really cool with the whole suction cup climbing thing at Zero Caliber. You like hang on the top of something while you're shooting.
Well, I don't know if you watched that one video I linked in Discord about that new game that's coming out. So there's a game called Boneworks. I believe that's the name of it. And it's like taking VR, like VR's here, it's like taking it way to the next level. It's like what Half-Life 2 was to gaming, to what this is going to be to VR. They're making their own custom engine that's going to have all these crazy physics, like to the point where like you can flip tables over and interact with everything. And they're making that public to where other devs can use that. So it's going to take VR gaming to the next level in general. But what they showcased it on was the new Vive controllers. So I hope Oculus comes out with this, but the new Vive controllers, it's just like a strap that straps to your hand. So like you actually grab stuff. So it's not like a controller you hold. Like here, I have my Oculus. So here's an Oculus controller. You just hold on to it like this. You have a button right here, and then you have your trigger, and then you have the joysticks and a couple buttons up here. But all this is pressured too. But I haven't played any game that uses that. Like when you set up the Oculus, it uses the pressure, but I haven't ever played an actual game that utilizes that. Well, this new HTC Vive controller uses that. Like you play with your hands open, and it has pressure, so you can move all your fingers, and it tracks it, and it's fucking crazy, man. Like this is the future. The future is upon us, man. Especially now that they're getting at a reasonable price. Like they're still pretty expensive. Like you have to have a $800 PC, and then you gotta have $400 VR setup. But like that's way better than when it used to be what, 800.
Yeah.
And if you buy it used, which I would recommend, I mean it's a VR system. There's not a whole lot that can go wrong as long as you do your due diligence. You can get it like $200, and it is worth every fucking penny. It will take
so far it has been.
It will take some like getting used to. It's weird that Cyborg didn't get this, because I experienced that and I don't have motion sickness at all. But odds are you'll probably get a little bit of motion sickness, especially like if there's anything going up and down. Like that's the biggest thing, like going up and down. Like going up and down, because your body.
It happened to me today. I mean, we played last night, and I haven't had any motion sickness, but I was at work today, and like halfway through the day, I had to stop and was like, "Am I in VR?" Like, everything just felt weird, and like, you know, I was getting that motion sickness. I was like, "Holy shit!" I played VR for what, 5 hours? I'm pretty sure that's not the recommended time frame. So,
dude, I think it's dope what VR is, but I can see like the future. I wouldn't want that to only be gaming. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
100%, 100%. But
it's like, I don't know.
I also know even just gaming with, you know, interactive in your hands more, even if it's on a screen, is something that's going to be coming soon. You know, more not necessarily like the Wii was, but you know, like where that controller that maps everything, you know, could be used.
I think VR will have a huge spot in the future, in the years to come, as it becomes, you know, more advanced, more money gets put into it, where like you got the bigger companies coming in and making content. But I don't think we will ever lose PC, console, that type of like.
I think we're in a real nice area as far as it goes. Still at the beginning, so there's still a lot of PC-driven games for VR. Down the road, it's not going to be that way. I feel like it's going to be more driven to things that aren't like video games, you know, that are more realistic. So,
oh man,
that's what everyone's going to want.
I was telling Cyborg, there's this game called, hold on, let me pull it up for you. I can't think of it right now. I think it's called Blood Trail.
Yeah, Blood Trail. I have it written down.
VR Blood Trail. Yeah. And it's one of the most realistic games as far as like gore and the physics of the human body and stuff. And it's literally like a horde-based game where you have like these crackheads charging you. But sometimes they have fists, sometimes they have nothing, knife, and you're just mowing them down, and it feels like it just gives you like this weird feeling. It's like a school shooting.
I think I've seen
that. That's a horrible example, but like it just feels so realistic. It's like you're just fucking mowing down people. You shoot them in the face with a shotgun, like half their skull just goes flapping open, brain matter.
That's what you told me that made you feel like a serial killer. Just
it's just fucking.
I think I've seen that.
Gives you.
I really don't think it was Blood Trail. It was like another game just like that. It was like the most intense like VR game. It was creepy. Just like
it was a weird feeling for sure, but I fucking loved it. Not that I'm a serial killer, but it's like that's where like the future going. So I could see like war games with that sort of shit. It would be insane because Zero Caliber doesn't have like realistic graphics.
It feels like COD 4. Like that's where we are within the VR stages. I mean, we're not even nearly caught up to what it can be, you know, and I think that's why we're in a good spot, because down the road, I mean, it's all going to be, you know, good looking.
Possibilities are endless, man.
I'll be too old to play it.
Well, with my eyes, probably like 2 years, I'll be too old to play it.
On top of VR,
oh man,
we well, let's just go ahead and get this out the way. Even though I've been talking about it entirely too much. Cyborg and Triston like to make it known. Me and Cyborg been playing.
If you would like to go take a bathroom break,
me and Cyborg.
Step in there for when the video continues.
Yeah, when does it shut up about Truax?
We have been playing the Call of the Wild. Truax
have
officially released. We've had a week with them now, and I'm pretty happy with them. I have seen online that it's not the true racks that we expect with the classic.
Right.
So you know how when we're playing, like each animal has like a difficulty level, and that difficulty level goes in and depicts like if it's a bronze, gold, diamond. So apparently they have like the same basic antler shape within that level.
Right.
And it's just different points.
So that level 1 that we shot with the real itty bitty, I'm assuming that's
all level 1s will kind of keep that same. So that's what I've seen a lot of people complain about. Now I haven't played it that much. You know, me and Cyborg, I put in maybe 10 hours, and we've had a fucking blast this whole time. Every time we see deer, like all of them are noticeably different. So like we get in a moment and we're like looking at a herd of deer and we're like, oh, look at that one. Oh, what about that one, dude? And then one will come out and you'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
So it adds that level of excitement and replayability that we did not have before. So I'm super happy with that, and I can't wait for them to add more and more species to the list.
It's only whitetail and
blacktail. Whitetail and blacktail right now. Me and Cyborg are working on a video with that. Like I said, we recorded it, had some audio issues, so we're going to get that ironed out this week, and hopefully next Monday we will have that video out for you guys. Or, well, this coming Monday after y'all watch the podcast. So keep an ear out or an eye out for that. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about True Rex. I don't want to go on too big of a tangent.
Welcome back, people who took a break for
What's that timestamp?
Y'all wanna get into these random gaming questions?
Yeah, man.
I think
so. Okay, I got one I'm pretty curious about. So, what do y'all feel like is the most underrated game that y'all really love but didn't get the attention that you felt like it deserved? I'll go first, give y'all some time to think. So mine is Homefront. It is one of my favorite games of all time. See, Cyborg doesn't even know what the fuck it is.
No.
You know what Homefront is?
No, man.
So it came out, I don't know, it probably came out like 08. It came out a while ago, 010, 08, something like that. And at the time, everybody was saying, oh, it's going to be the Call of Duty killer. Had a lot of hype behind it. But when it came out, it just kind of fell off pretty quick. And in my opinion, it was one of the best games, FPS shooters I've ever played. It had one of my favorite campaigns of all time. The idea was Korea invaded the U.S. and kind of took over everything. So it was almost like the Holocaust here in the United States. Like, we were all put in like these camps. There was mass murders. Everybody was like, you would go to like a baseball or football field. There'd be these giant just pits of dead bodies. Camps. Yeah, concentration.
I think I might have remember seeing
The only complaint I had about that game was the campaign was only like 3.5 hours. Super short, super intense though. It gives you it really grabs onto your emotions the way very few other FPSs do. Fantastic game. One of my favorite games of all time. And on top of that, it had fantastic multiplayer. At the time, COD was top dog and you had kill streaks. Well, this game, you had essentially what the point streaks were in the later CODs, where you would kill people, you would cap objectives, and it would go to your points. Your points never went away, even if you died. Even if you died, they never went away. So it costs a lot more, but you could get you can call in tanks with them. You can call in attack helicopters. You can call in all this stuff. So in my opinion, it was really good. And then they had some smaller maps. For the example, would be Nuketown on Black Ops. They would take out all of those all of the really dangerous streaks that are just gonna demolish the map. They would take all those out and they would leave the UAVs and things like that. So if there were smaller maps where it didn't have any vehicles and stuff, you couldn't call in any of the good vehicle kill streaks, which made it very balanced and a lot of fun. The game modes were fantastic. The gunplays were fantastic. To unlock camos in that game, you had to get a kill streak. So it'd be kill 10 people in a row without dying, and you got gold camo, something like that. And they had crazy fucking ones, 30 kills without dying. But they had this one game mode that I fucking loved. And I believe it was called Manhunt. And essentially, it was like a conquest. But let's say I was doing really good. I was just fucking going off. It made me a known target to everybody in the game. And if you killed me, you got a boost of points, you got a boost of experience. So you would have these targets just going ham, and then all of a sudden you were public enemy number fucking 1 and people were coming for you. It was a fucking blast, just hunting down people that were going off, or you would go off and then you would be more and more people would just come at you. It was a fantastic fucking game mode.
I just got a question.
Okay.
Was it Homefront and then Homefront Revolution, or was it just Homefront Revolution?
So Homefront came out Homefront came out probably Modern Warfare 3 time, somewhere around there. Fantastic game, loved it, right? And then we went on this long gap between Homefront Revolution. But the thing about Homefront Revolution, made by a completely different dev team, no correlation to the first one whatsoever. So basically it's its own standalone title, just with the Homefront name slapped on it, and in the same like universe.
Yeah, I think that's like me, like that's the first thing that comes to my mind when Homefront. Like I think of Revolution and how like it wasn't the best game.
No, but I will be the first to say Revolution can suck a fat one. The original Homefront, though, I have it on the PC. It hasn't aged well on the PC. I haven't went back and played it on console to see if it aged well, but I have played through the single player game so many times. One of my favorite single player campaigns of all time. That alone puts it on this list. And then matched with the phenomenal multiplayer at the time. Like sniping felt great. Everything about that game was fucking a blast in the past. Fucking loved it, man.
So, boy, you got your answer? I'm still thinking about mine.
Man, I'm trying to.
More attention than like.
There's a lot of choices, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of. I mean, did you ever hear of Fusion Frenzy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not myself.
Yeah, it was like that was the one where you're in a ball.
Yeah, it was like tons of different game modes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one I played a lot. I don't know many people.
It was
at least
a
not from my
long
generation.
time ago, though.
Yeah,
it was an old game.
That's original Xbox. That was like a game that came with the Xbox when you bought it. It was like a package deal in the regular Xbox.
I feel like Fusion Frenzy. I feel like that's pretty well known. I feel like it got a lot of respect. Maybe a lot of people nowadays wouldn't know about it, but I don't know. I agree though. I played it quite a bit. I have a buddy named Raymond, lives down the street, and we used to go over to his house, and that'd be one of the games that were in the rotation that we'd play all the fucking time.
I loved the Twisted Metal one where you jumped up.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, man. No, it's a hard question because like there's a lot of games that started off overrated or underrated that nobody knew about that was flying under the radar, like Fallout 3. Nobody knew about that before it came out. And it came out, great game. Everybody knows what the fuck Fallout is now.
Like my easy choice, like just straight off the top of my head, is just like State of Decay, the first one.
Oh yeah, I'd stand behind that.
But it's 100%. Just like I wanted to think of something different, but like that's definitely like the first.
No, that's a great choice.
Mind because it's just like that game was like fantastic. I didn't want to get it out of all my friends. I was trying to tell them, like, bro, it's so great. It's great.
Yeah.
It was hard to convince people how good of a game it was. And then, of course, you had State of Decay 2 that came out. You're like, bro, the first one was great. We got multiplayer coming. Y'all got to get this one with me. And then, sure enough, the second one was shit. And
yeah.
I'm like,
second one was a bit of a letdown.
Make me look bad, you know?
Well, I think the good thing about the first one is not only was it a phenomenal game, nobody really knew it was coming out. It came out on the Xbox Arcade. But it was in that time where Walking Dead was at like its fucking peak. Like everybody was watching it. It was all about zombies and Walking Dead. And then this game came out and it felt just like the fucking Walking Dead in a way. Like your main character dies, you're fucked.
Gone forever.
Tons of different guns. Like that was one of the coolest parts, just being able to like go and find all these different guns. And then like that game had fucking these massive amounts of zombies on screen at one time and felt like realistic. Man, I agree with you. Me and you were on the same page about that one.
It was so hard to get people or like my friends to understand like State of Decay, the first one, was like 10 times better than the second one. And it just made it shit because the second one was like just
it's like comparing.
Throwaway.
I would compare it to like State of Decay 1 was prime Call of Duty. State of Decay 2 is like whatever the fuck we have now. Like, I would agree though. That's a great answer, man. State of Decay, holy shit. Yeah.
Sad.
It is sad. Hopefully they turn that shit around.
Sad.
It's sad, man. You don't understand. He doesn't understand. Bro.
He doesn't, man. He doesn't. Me and you played through way too much of State of Decay 2. It didn't even deserve that much time from us. We were just praying it got better. It didn't.
I literally beat the first one, and then I would literally go back to the first one and play it for hours, just fucking whooping the zombies' ass.
Oh yeah, just surviving.
Oh, taking fucking supplies back for no fucking reason.
Yeah,
just because.
Sounds like I dodged a bullet.
Yeah, for the second one you did.
Yeah.
First one, you fucking need to take that bullet right to the face.
Enjoy it.
It is
yeah, I don't know. I don't have as much experience with like, I don't know. I play pretty popular games. I feel like so.
Okay, bitch.
I'm just
hey,
saying.
I got an answer for you, Cyborg. Risk of Rain 2.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. There you go.
That game definitely doesn't get a
lot of
attention.
It depends on how you discuss underrated. I mean, it is.
Well, it's booming.
Underrated.
Yeah.
It's perfectly rated.
Yeah, that's a good point. On Steam, it is like.
It is the exact rated it needs to be. But yeah,
you know what?
I feel like it doesn't get enough.
You know what? Fuck
attention.
Risk of Rain 2. Rust, man.
I thought about it, but I mean, it's actually still pretty big.
I mean, it's big, but I feel like it should be way fucking bigger, dude.
Yeah.
I love that game.
I do feel like there's a lot of people that get turned away before they try it.
Yeah.
About to get Cyborg on his high horse now.
Or, I mean, like they try it for a little bit and get, killed.
Well, Rust is an easy game that people just quit on. Rust is an easy game that you can put 10 hours in and have a horrible experience and say, okay, that's how Rust is. When in reality, you could just be on a bad server. Like, there's an incredible amount of variables that go into how your Rust experience will be. Server, people, fucking
area.
Area. If you don't know how to properly build, if you build on the outskirts away from no fucking monuments or roads or anything, you're fucked. Bad experience. If you build too close to that, your experience isn't going to be very long. Like, it's too many fucking variables.
Feel you.
So I get why Rust doesn't have the pop, but it's still, like you said, I mean, it's still.
It was for a while there. I feel like back in, 2017, 2016, even towards the end of it. I mean, it was popping.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's still popping.
Most played
it's
on Steam. I know for a while there, back
not too long ago it broke its concurrent player record.
Oh, did it?
Wow. Yeah, like 82,000 concurrent players.
Yeah.
With the sales. So I imagine this Steam summer sale, it'll break some more.
I think that's the only thing that's really kept people away too. Is because everyone that's playing it right now and has been playing it for years got it for cheap. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I got it for super cheap, and then I remember when I got it. When did it go? When did it release? Like a year ago, maybe, or
what?
A year and a half? When it actually released.
Oh, full release? Yeah, probably about a year ago, year and a half,
and that's when it went up to 35 or whatever. And I think since then it's kind of dropped off. I mean, it's still a risk for some people.
It's a hard game to love.
Now. You got me questioning myself. How much did I buy that shit for?
I think
you bought it full.
I bought it full price?
I think so, because, I mean, you got your PC at a random time and you wanted one game to play. Rust was that answer.
You told me
Rust. At that time, Rust was the game.
You told me, and then we played it for like fucking 2 days, and then haven't touched it.
Don't tempt me.
We always, yeah. We will end this podcast, sir.
All right, guys,
go rust it out.
I got about $30 more worth of fucking time I need to get into that game.
Oh, dude, you can get that in fucking 1 day.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of work to be done in that game.
I think also that you have to play it with friends. So
you have to.
You can't just jump. I went back and jumped in for a little bit, and then Leifon hit me up, Levi, and he was like, "Hey, you want to play some Rust?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, we got
I don't want to play alone.
We have a community now. We're like, as soon as I get on Rust, I get a message from somebody. Hey man, you want to play? You want to play?
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, yeah. Works for me.
Works out.
That's why I want to do this. I don't want to give away too information, but that's why I want to do this project that I mentioned, where we're forced to play solo.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Cyborg will build his base straight into a mountain.
So it'll be a 1-by-1.
Cyborg, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. We kind of touched on it a little bit at the beginning, but mine is if you could go pro in any esport, which game would it be? And it doesn't have to be necessarily a game that's currently an esport. You know, if you feel like there's a game that should be.
Counter-Strike.
You would.
It's one of the biggest esports of all time. That's where the money's at.
No, bro. There's a lot of esports out there that.
You know what? Fuck it. Fortnite's the biggest money-wise right now.
I hate that esports. This fucking works.
I'm thinking also, can you compete? Can you compete like in Fortnite?
Well, if I'm going if I'm in the esports, obviously, like, I would hope you would mean like I would just wake up one day and I would be like fucking a god. You know what? Counter-Strike, because look at Shroud and how his Counter-Strike skills transferred to all these other games.
I didn't know you were waking up and turning into Shroud. That's
well, you would have to. How else would you be on an esports?
All right, I'm Shroud.
How else could you be on the esports if you just suck?
There's tons of esports out there. Yeah, I'm talking like, there's all types of different games.
Look, I don't know.
Play for millions of dollars too.
Yeah, but you got to be good at it to be able to play it.
Yeah, my
so you would have
Smash
to.
Brothers.
Smash Brothers, you're that
Smash
good?
Brothers, man. Yeah, and I think it'd be challenging too. I mean, huge following.
You think it would be challenging?
Wait, so hold on. Are you saying which one do you think we have the best luck at getting, or which one?
Do you think you can compete at?
That I think I could compete at? COD.
Okay, yeah. I think more that you could compete at. I mean.
Okay, COD.
Dude, I'm straight off. Like, if I'm like, they should never do this. So, like, they should never make an esports for console PUBG. Please don't.
Oh, dude, we would destroy, bro.
Exactly.
Give us a duos.
Please
don't
never do that. Please don't. I don't want to watch that fucking pixels and fucking pudgy ass shit. No.
You know what? Fuck that. Do it. Me and Triston need to make some fucking money.
I don't want to play that.
We support the podcast, man. Out there.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. Me and Triston could compete in that all day, baby.
Dude, we fucking... I swear, we'd wipe every team. We wouldn't be the type to fucking sit around either. We'd wipe every team and at least have 10 kills apiece type of, like...
Yeah, that's how we play. We hear a gunshot, we're like, okay, they're dead. On to the next.
Let's go kill them.
Yeah,
that's how we played, man. Back when we played, all we gave a fuck about is what those kills were at the end of the game. We didn't give a fuck about that first place. We wanted the kills. And I was like trying so long to beat my record's 15, and I kept getting 15. I've gotten 15 kills like 4 times. Can never break that hurdle, man. Dude, and there'll be so many times where I'll be at like 15 and it'll be like a 1v1 and I would choke it and lose the game. And, man, me and Triston fucking.
That was the days, man. Like that's first thing.
I'd pick COD though. COD's definitely the best one.
COD was probably second place for me.
Dude,
I've actually played in some tournaments.
You know what? Battlefield. Fuck it.
What else you gonna go with? True Rex. Fuck it.
Yeah. Some arc.
I'll get big samples.
Nah, I'd stick to COD. COD, I would have the best chance. It would take me a little bit to.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a killer on them sticks, man. Yeah. It would take me about a week to get back in the groove of things, get my sensitivity used to, and I'd feel bad, man. I'd be dropping. I'd be coming for you, scump.
I'm telling you, esports though. I mean, there's so many out there now.
Yeah.
That, I mean,
every game.
And it's not just, I mean, you're not talking like, playing for $1,000. There's a lot of like $50,000 pots out there and stuff, and so it's getting big.
Yeah, no, I think COD. I'd have the best chance. That PUBG idea though, I do like the sound of that.
I feel like we fucking dominate that shit. Especially if they did like a fucking like kill leader and a fucking prize winner. Oh my god, we're taking both of those home.
Dude, the problem
be mad at us.
The problem with PUBG, like COD 4, COD, if you're good, you're good. You might have an off day. PUBG, if you're good, then PUBG also has to be good to you. If PUBG isn't good to you, I don't give a damn how good you are, you're fucked.
Circle, loot.
Circle, loot, ammo, meds, the car.
If you get lucky
the
enough to find a
car,
sniper,
the
you're God.
pebble in the road.
You can be geared out the ass, but if you don't find an optic, you're fucked. Like, that's one of the good things about Fortnite. It's like it was just so simple. Like, there wasn't like 50 different things you had to find. Yeah, it was. Keyword was. Versus like PUBG, man. Dude, there's so many items. You got to get a helmet. You got to get a vest. You got to get a backpack. Meds. You got to find the gun you want. You got to get plenty of ammo for that gun. Then you got to find the optic you want. You got to find all the different attachments you need to configure that properly. It is a fucking clusterfuck.
But I mean, hey, it's one of those games.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It leveled the playing field.
It was super frustrating because you could have all that. You could have everything. You could have the best game going for you, and then the circle's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
I'm way up here.
Because you can't outrun it in PUBG.
Or you got 45 seconds to move till it's about to start moving on you.
Dude, honestly, that's probably what killed PUBG for me the most. Is like, at the end of the game, the circle timer gets shorter. But like, that's the part where you need to loot the most, when everything's the most essential, because you're constantly getting in gunfights. So what happens is you get in a gunfight, you kill people, you med up, you heal back to full, and then you don't have any time to loot. You just have to go.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even have time to med. You just have to go and then med. It's fucking horrible. Because if you get caught in that blue circle at the end of the game, you're basically fucking dead. It's taking chunks of your fucking health away, man.
Yeah, it's not like Fortnite where you can chill in the zone for a little bit at the end.
Well, in Fortnite, you can just outrun it, man. Or at least keep up with it.
Well, I'm just mean like at the very end, like you can kind of still survive it.
They literally like hit a med kit, and like say if like when it like goes all the way, it's like a med kit battle. Who times their med kit right? You can't fucking time a med kit in PUBG. You can't do that shit. It's gonna like, if you get a last circle that small in PUBG, it's 50-50. You're dead.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
No mercy.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Circle kills more people than people do.
You literally see them all just fucking collapsing like flies.
Yeah, once you get to like the third or fourth circle in PUBG, that's when like you see that. Oh, you just start seeing people dying left and right to that thing.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
This is a pretty good one. I thought about this one. So, a game like Spider-Man, the single player campaign.
Yeah.
You have to choose a superhero to make a single player campaign out of that hasn't been made already, or if it has, it's like a long time ago. Like, remake one that's a super dope single player superhero campaign. Who would it be?
Okay, I got 3. Dude, fuck. I think Iron Man would be a dope one, right? Like, Iron Man would almost be like a dope ass anthem.
Yeah.
Hulk would be a fucking kick ass one, just fucking shit up. Like the Hulk that came out on 360, I played the fuck out of that.
Like a fucking like next gen fucking badass single player campaign with
destroying buildings.
Like the Spider-Man that just came out, right?
Yeah, just
like that dope. Black Panther would be a sick one too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That was the first one that came to mind. I think Thor would be a dope one. Like any of the Marvel characters, I'd be cool with.
You know who I was thinking about?
Who?
Wolverine. Give me a new Wolverine game, like a Spider. Oh my god,
that'd be a pretty dope one.
I wouldn't be able to control myself.
I think I'd go with Hulk just because the 360 one was so fucking fun.
Yeah.
And then like you could get like the wanted levels with the Hulk, so you could go and just start fucking shit up, and then they would roll tanks in, and that shit was fun.
It'd be like the Hulk 2 movie where it's like the main villain's like a different like Hulk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Dude, it'd be cool if you could play as like Thanos. Be like the enemy for once. And your goal is to
get those Infinity Stones. I mean, this is a perfect time to capitalize off like a new age, like Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still so much more of those movies to come that they should for sure do a nice storyline. I don't know. I think like I think Daredevil would be a cool one. See,
Daredevil, hell yeah.
yeah, just like the new graphics for everything. I think you can make it look really fucking.
The Punisher.
Oh yeah, man.
Case closed.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
They need to put that out tomorrow. I don't care. I don't care what it looks like. Put it out
Punisher
tomorrow.
would be.
I don't care what it looks like. I don't even care about the graphics. Just put it out.
I don't care if it's a fucking stick figure game. We need it.
Put it.
Nah, I would pick the Punisher. Now that I think about it, that would be fucking
Punisher,
dude, just
yeah.
running around, fucking slanging lead. Oh, that'd be sick.
Series on Netflix is fucking too good. It's too good.
And it got canceled, so.
It's fine. They'll make you cry.
A lot of good stuff gets canceled.
Well, you know why it got canceled? Because Disney is making their own streaming service. So that's why Daredevil, The Punisher, that Jessica one, all of like Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, all of them got canceled because they're going to the Disney.
Disney streaming service.
I mean, that's not that bad. Then hopefully they bring it back over there.
Well, no, they are. Yeah, that's their plan. They're taking off of Netflix and bring, but like Disney's always been like PG, so I wonder if they're gonna like try to change.
They better not.
I hope they don't.
I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about that as far as a streaming service goes.
It's a little bloody.
Well, there's a lot of like, there's some mature content, cussing and shit like that. I don't know. I hope they don't fuck with it at all.
I don't even know how far you can push the ratings.
Yeah, I can't imagine that many people. I can't. It depends what they come out with. If like Disney came out with every Disney show and movie they've ever released, that would be pretty fucking sick. But I highly doubt they're gonna do that. So I can't
charge
like $100 million for that subscription.
All I can picture is just Frank Castle just turn that gun sideways, like a fucking M4 sideways, and just screaming with so much passion while shooting the fuckers. Like
speaking of Frank Castle, this is a perfect segue into Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Have y'all saw this?
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it.
I have not. I heard about it, did not see it.
So this week, I believe it was Wednesday, they had Ghost Recon came out with this huge announcement that they've been teasing for the past couple weeks. And this Wednesday, we finally figured out what that is. Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's their next game in the franchise. It has a release date of October 4th, 2019. So it's right around the corner. And they had a lot of streamers and stuff like that come out and play the game. So and they were able to talk about it. They lifted NDA. They could talk about everything they saw, good or bad. So I did a bit of research, and this is kind of what I got from everything and all the like collective information that's out there. So it's written by Emil Dobbin, an ex-Green Beret of 14 years. So he's like the head writer behind everything. It takes place of the island of Aurora. You can expect there's a lot of mountains, dense jungle. You have sandy beaches, snowy mountains, and volcanoes that go boom. So volcanoes that erupt. Yeah, they erupt. There's lava everywhere. And essentially...
Isn't it going to be on a Epic Games? Someone was saying.
Let's not. I
say Jesus Christ, Epic Games picking up everything. Jesus.
I haven't read that yet. If it's true, I will fucking delete this notepad and not even talk about it.
I'm 1000% sure. Hold on, let me.
Well, while you look that up, so the story behind the game is, so it takes place on this island of Aurora. It is home to a $1 billion company called Scale Technologies. And they build advanced drones that do like agriculture, transportation, things like that. And here's where the problem lies. You have this advanced company building these badass drones on an island with no security. Like, what the fuck could possibly go wrong? An ex-Special Forces team that goes by the name the Wolves come on the island and basically take control and militarize all the drones. They're led by Cole D. Walker. That's the main antagonist name, who is played by John Bernthal, the Punisher.
Yep, the Punisher.
He's the main antagonist.
Dude, he's a great actor.
The game looks fucking gorgeous, and
It
so
is
it's played
on
by
Epic
him.
Games. I knew I saw that.
You know what you gotta do.
So I'm buying it on Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, just buy it on PS4 or Xbox.
Well, I was gonna. Here, we'll get in. That's when the ghost, and that's when you're sent in as a ghost to regain control of the region. You get sent in on helos when they get taken down on the way in by some of these drones, and that's when the game begins as an injured ghost fighting your way through the jungle. Okay, so that's like the main premise of the story. Now, what's cool is like this has some dope game features. So this one has fatigue, injuries, hunger, dehydration. You have lack of assets, meaning there's no one to tell you what to do or where to go. So like Ghost Recon Wildlands,
really like just held your hand the whole way.
well, it's like okay, go to this location, capture this. They tell you where the location is. Like you have information fed to you. Like most games, let's be real. Most games they tell you where to go. If you're on a mission, this is your destination. Apparently, this one's not gonna have that. You're just gonna have to try to figure it out as you go, and get your bearings. Which I don't know. We'll just. I mean, it sounds cool, but we'll see how it plays out. They have a new crafting system, so you can craft necessary supplies, bandages, food, all sorts of different things. And apparently, like the injuries and things like that, that's gonna actually impact gameplay. So like, it'd be like Tarkov. You get shot in the leg, you'd be limping around. You can fall, break your legs. Hunger and dehydration is gonna impact like stamina and the speed of your character, like ADS speed, things like that. There's a variety of new classes that can be changed at these campsites. These campsites are what you will also go to like craft things. So there'll be a new variety of classes that apparently you can just go to these campsites and trade them out as you go. You can also
you unlock them as you go too. I'm sure.
Yeah. I'd imagine that'd be the case. You can also at these campsites like wait. So change the time of day. And as you change the time of day, it'll give you a weather forecast of when you're going to change it. So let's say like you want to do an op while it's raining. You can change it to a time of day where it's going to be raining, or maybe you want to do one at night, or whatever the case may be. So you can really tailor what kind of gameplay you want and the setup that you want to go in with. Which that part sounds pretty dope. I'm pretty happy about that. This part, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work, because when I hear Ghost Recon, I'm thinking like Wildlands, where it felt like very like realistic, as far as like the way damage was dealt. Well, in this one, weapons have a rarity, almost like Division, where you can get the same gun that will be like, you can get a pistol that's green and trade it in for a purple one.
Yeah.
It's the same gun. It's just So I don't know how that'll work. But nonetheless, apparently that's going to be added in. So we'll just see how that goes. There's going to be 30 plus new heavily armored vehicles, and they made it a point in the little briefing that they gave that they greatly improved driving mechanics. So if you played Wildlands, you know the driving was a little goofy. It was super arcadey, was not the least bit fucking intuitive, or it was just kind of silly. Like
I just
driving.
Hope it's not rinse, wash, and repeat like Wildlands was. Wildlands was so.
I still fucking liked Wildlands a lot. I really enjoyed it. I played through it with Steven quite a bit, and it was just fun to like set things up, and I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I agree it was very rinse, wash, and repeat. And I think these next few points are gonna kind of help with that. So they're gonna have a new UI, which is gonna have much better. It's gonna have better randomization. So like they're gonna have random patrols. There's gonna be obstacles blocking like the easiest ways in. So like Wildlands, you could just drive an armored car straight through the front gate and just mow everybody down. Apparently you're not gonna be able to do that. It's gonna like force you to kind of think, take in the environment, and come up with a plan. approach. And apparently, you know, every time you go to an outpost or a mission, it'll be completely different than the first time you went. So that'll go a long way in, like you said, giving it more depth, replayability, things like that. There's new enemy types. Obviously, there's going to be drones. I saw like some Juggernaut guys, some thick boys, and they said there's going to be a lot of new enemy types. There's stealth mechanics. So like in the trailer, they show one of the ghosts like laying down, sneaking up on these guys, and a patrol comes in behind him, so he like buries himself in the mud to like stay hidden and stuff. So I don't know, it looked pretty cool. We'll see how it works when the game comes out.
Yeah, hopefully though they don't do what they usually do with those games, and the cinematic feel of it isn't quite what you get in the game.
Yeah. Well, you can move dead enemies. So like Far Cry, where you can pick up like dead enemies. Yeah, where you can pick up dead enemies, I guess, to avoid detection. And this one's pretty cool. You can also carry out injured enemies. So I guess like if we're all playing and we're on a mission and, you know, Triston gets popped in the leg and he's injuring and we need to get up and go, I can pick him up and we can cover ground. Or maybe he goes down in an area that, you know, it's not a good area to pick you up in at the moment. I can kind of drag you out. Apparently there's going to be dialogue options to like help tailor whatever you want your ghost to be. Let's see what else. Here's a big one. 4v4 PvP at launch. So for those of you that played Wildlands, it was like over a year after release before we got any type of PvP. And it was ass. And here's a pretty interesting part. Is your PvE and your PvP character are the same. So you can use the same weapons, same level. You can level up your your character at the same time in PvP and in PvE. No idea how this is going to work with weapon variants and stuff like that. So I'm still a little confused. We're just going to have
Destiny type shit. They're just going to equal
when's
out
the release date?
October 4th. So it's right around the corner.
Shit, that is pretty close.
It's made by the same engine as the first one, though, so it's gonna have a bunch of new features, but it's not gonna be wildly different.
No, I don't think so. The camera angle seemed really weird. It seemed like really low and close. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Again, that could just be for, you know, the trailer or whatever. This one's gonna have raids. So like you mentioned, it does sound a lot like Destiny. It's gonna have raids that you can go in, difficult missions that'll present a big challenge, and I don't know. They said there's going to be a lot of replayability, a lot of randomized things to them. I don't know. I liked the Ghost Recon Wildlands approach, where it was just wide open. You approach it how you want to. You can play with friends and really plan out your approach. Versus this, I don't know how the fuck this is going to work. But
yeah, dude, and it says on here that the classes will predict your weapon types as well. So I hope it's
scout or sniper.
Yeah, I hope you're not like limited.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what it is.
So hopefully we'll get some more gameplay as we get closer and closer to launch, so we can get a really good idea of what to expect when this game comes out. I'm hoping we get some kind of beta or something. I would love to.
You can already sign up for it.
You can sign up.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I'm wondering what's the date for it. Yeah, it doesn't have a beta date though.
Yeah, they probably
just sign up and it'll probably be somewhere in the next couple.
But I mean, all in all, I mean, October 4th, that's right around the corner, so it's a pretty quick.
That's what, 5 months. So.
Yeah. You know what's weird? We haven't got any information on the new COD yet, and it's fucking late in the year.
Compared to.
Because it ain't shit.
Bro, I'm telling you,
you know
man.
What I'm looking forward to seeing? And it's been pushed off for 2 years now. Is that Skull and Bones?
Yeah,
they've been talking about for a while that Ubisoft is supposed to be doing.
Yeah, the pirate one.
They still don't have a release date. It's like,
yeah, I imagine we'll see it at. I imagine we'll see it at E3 this year.
It's slated to be talked about, but I mean, that doesn't. There's still no release date. They better at least give us that. We'll
all sit down and do a E3 reaction to all the different all the different press conferences. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Breaking Point. Like, all this sounds good on paper, but it sounds like it's gonna be more of like a Division type, where it's like a RPG instead of like the sim style that you would expect from a Ghost Recon game.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't try to overdo it.
Yeah.
Because
The Ghost Recon games from the early times were just so simple and so great.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I'm telling you, he enjoyed the Wildlands, so I can't.
I enjoyed it
alone.
I enjoyed it. I played the majority of it alone. The campaign, I didn't give a fuck about that. Like, the ending was kind of cool. You had 2 different endings, and the ending I was like, oh shit, that's, you know. But as far as like the core campaign, because I think it took like 30 hours or something to beat the game.
It was a good amount of time. It was just the same shit.
Yeah, it was the same shit. But I mean, I like Far Cry, and that, like, I like to be able to like have an outpost and kind of like plan out tactically how I want. And then like Wildlands had a fuck ton of different guns, and you know, you spend a lot of time just trying to go and unlock all them guns and then using them and having fun. So, you know, games are what you make out of them. So I made them like, you know, I just made Wildlands like, just try to make the best out of it, and I enjoyed it. There's no fucking playability in that game though. Like, I have it on PC, and it looks fucking gorgeous on PC. But
why play it again?
But yeah, that's where I'm at. You know, I put a couple hours in. It's a good game to have fun in, but like the controls are kind of weird on PC. Yeah, it'd be a fun game to play with friends, but maybe on sale or something.
Yeah.
But I am interested to see like what this one has to offer. Might be one that the Sitting Ducks have to add to the.
I'm gonna be fucking intense, dude. If I play like a big title on PC, that'll be like my first time ever playing like a big title.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fucking.
Well, hey man, speaking of big titles on PC, Rage 2 just came out today. The first one, I believe, let's see. The first Rage came out October 3rd, 2009.
9.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So it came out a long time ago, and that was one, again, a lot of people were hyped up for. And then when the game came out, it was kind of dull, man. You had you know, the environment wasn't that interesting. The whole gameplay itself wasn't all that great. I didn't too much enjoy the original Rage. However, the second one looks fucking insane.
Yeah,
and I didn't even realize the release date was this close. So this one kind of caught me off guard. And so I'm going to watch some gameplay on it and decide if I want to pick it up or not. That way I don't make the same mistake as the first one. But it does look better. It looks definitely more colorful. The gameplay, I don't know, it just looks
still
dope,
only
man.
Single player?
Yeah, I believe so. Either that or 2-player co-op, but I think it was only single player.
Yeah,
but the reviews are mixed right now, so that's not too good of a sign. But I mean,
they always had this good idea. I mean, it's a great idea to have this open world, just, I don't know, sandbox to destroy shit in.
Yeah.
But
Mad Max tried it. It didn't work out for them.
Yeah.
That shit did not work.
A lot of games try it. Doesn't work out for very many. Yeah.
Well, it sells, you know, the idea. Everybody wants that. I mean, it looks dope, but there's so many variables, like you said, that come into play with these kind of open world games.
Well, that's where, like I said, I'm going to just watch some gameplay on it instead of just fucking buying it. I'm going to watch some gameplay on it and try to get like a...
Is that a first for you? Have you ever done that?
No, and that's why I have a fuck ton of games I don't play.
Yeah.
But lately, man, it's weird. Lately, I haven't been buying AAA titles. Like an indie game comes out, that looks cool. Okay, bye. Yeah. Fucking like Days Gone, I've been wanting that game for so long, and then it came out, and I haven't bought it.
I don't know, dude. It's just I feel like a lot of the games that are coming out, AAA big titles are getting geared towards a different style of generation. I know they have money too, yeah. But I don't know.
Well, you're not getting finished products like Ghost Recon, Wildlands. That game came out, and the big thing that we were talking about was multiplayer. We didn't get multiplayer until well over a year later. Yeah. Well over. And when it came out, it was ass. You couldn't customize your guns.
And then you want to talk about they lost like their player base because everybody was fucking off of the game by then. It's just
yeah, and it wasn't that great. It was fucking
it was so weird, dude. Because people, I remember like playing the beta and then like the first part, like people.
Yeah, we played the beta together.
They don't really die; they just get down, and you can like just keep on picking them up. And it's like in this big ass fucking area and forest. So it's like 4 people trying to find 4 people in this big ass forest.
Oh yeah, and you could put like ghillie suits on, and
oh my god.
And then the games they last a while. So like if you're unlucky and you die quick from a sniper or whatever, you're just sitting there spectating. And then like when it first came out, you couldn't customize your weapons. You couldn't. So I couldn't like. You would buy a gun or unlock a gun. You know, it would come pre-configured, and that's the gun you had. You couldn't like take the red dot off, throw an ACOG on or anything. I don't know. It very strange. It was very strange.
I haven't played it in a while, so I'm not gonna speak too much on it. But
yeah,
I'm probably not gonna touch it either. But
I don't know. We've had better luck for sure with the indie titles, games that I feel like give us more content out of it. Like I don't know, like Risk of Rain, and
that's where the love's at, man.
Where the love's at.
like we said, that's where the passion projects are. Not you know, the AAA, they're a business. They got to make money from it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's all the fuck they care about is making money.
Well, and I think what the problem in between too is the AAAs have enough money to put something out like that is, you know, aesthetically pleasing. But then you have these like the middle ground people trying to put out really good titles, but like you said, you're getting a lot of unfinished products, you know. It may not be AAA developers, but you know, they're still pretty big. There's a lot of them out there. And I mean, 2-man teams seems to be where it's at, like because they know what they're doing. They finish a project, they put everything into it. I don't know.
I agree. That's where like
no risk. You know, I feel like it used to be back in the day. You wouldn't buy an indie game because who the fuck knows who made it? You know, like you don't know what to expect opening that. But a lot more.
No, I agree. I mean, the indie games are where they're at, man. That's where people aren't afraid to take risks. They're passion projects. They care a lot more about the game, less about the money. And for the most part, you're either getting an early access title, which you know going in that hey, this is not a finished product. Things are going to change. On Steam, you can refund it, so that takes a lot of the risk out.
Yeah.
Versus and they're always cheaper, man. Like, when's the last time you bought an early access game over $30?
Yeah, no.
Never.
No.
Exactly. Versus Wildlands, $60.
You probably buy the early access cheaper than the full release later. So
yeah, you do. And you know, and normally if nothing comes with early access, normally you get your money out of it. Like H1Z1,
yeah.
I got my money tenfold out of that game before it went to hell. PUBG, same thing. I mean, you know, there's a lot of great titles, and when you could be in there from the ground up, especially like Rust, early access title, and it's cool to like think back of what the game used to fucking be, compare to what it is now, and kind of like going through the whole process with it.
You know what I'm looking forward to as well is another one that I saw on that video I was watching about the upcoming horror games and stuff. Because the last podcast we talked about, you know, horror games and whatnot. So I was looking some of them up, but this one's GTFO. Have you seen that? Get the fuck out.
Mm-mm.
You should look it up.
Sounds familiar.
It's a 4-player co-op.
Okay.
Horror game. And dude, it's.
Is it like story driven?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, yeah.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, I mean, it's not slated. I don't know when it doesn't have a release date. I don't think. But yeah, it's online co-op.
Is it on Steam?
Yeah, it's on Steam. But it looks really good.
That's kind of crazy. What the fuck?
I think I have seen this. Let me see. Oh, it almost looks like a a wave-based survival.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It almost reminds me of a killing floor. Yeah.
There we go.
Great minds think alike.
Sex minds think alike.
Oh, speaking of horror games, me and Cyborg played The Forest in VR.
You see, I never knew like The Forest was a horror game.
It's not, but in VR it is. They have like the weirdest things, like the cannibal guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody that's played The Forest or watched The Forest knows what we're talking about. They are 10 times worse in VR.
Yeah. It's just because they're fucking creepy as shit.
Well,
and they're your height or taller. Like, I feel like you don't care about that when you're looking at a screen, but when you're trying to hit it with an axe.
Well, like, it's actually me in this world, and I'm being stalked by, like, me and Sab. We played Forest. It didn't last for very long. We got kind of, we got bored just as quick as we did on the normal version. But they had this giant crater, and somehow Cyborg managed to jump off into the crater and live. I tried multiple times, died every time.
I don't know what happened. I just glided.
So Cyborg's in this crater, so I'm trying to get to him to see what the fuck's down there, because he's saying some shit's down there. So I'm curious. I've never been down there. But I never could. But anyways, long story short, towards the end of it, it started getting dark, and that's when the cannibals really came out. So one time I was running to Cyborg, and I'm being chased by these. It was terrifying, dude. Like, I just closed my eyes and just fucking kept running, man. I was like, dude, I'm not looking. I'm not turning around.
Like,
oh, dude, fuck that.
Can't do it.
Dude,
it was dark as shit.
I'd be punching shit in my room.
Dude, it was horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, this GTFO looks pretty dope, though.
It does. Like Triston said, it looks like Killing Floor.
What about to say? I was gonna say, like, could you imagine, like, because it just gave me, like, you said stalked, and gave me, like, could you imagine, like, a VR Slender Man?
Oof.
I'd play it.
No thanks.
You play it?
Yeah, me and Cyborg were actually talking about, since Pavlov we can 1v1 in. What the fuck? Y'all see? Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Bro, did y'all see that? I was attacked.
I really...
Y'all will see it back.
Like
I got fucking attacked, dude. By a fucking
mosquito?
Cannibal, dude.
Tarantula hawk.
Tarantula hawk.
Fuck, I don't know.
You good?
Oh, Pavlov, yeah. So you can 1v1 in Pavlov. Just jump in, jump out. Fucking easy as hell, right? So me and Cyborg were... It's back. Me and Cyborg were talking about 1v1ing and doing like a challenge where, like, if Cyborg wins, I have to play any game he wants me to for an hour and record it and edit it in a video, and if I win, vice versa. So I'm gonna pick like some fucking horror game in VR, and we gotta record it, and you have to play it for an hour, and only an hour. That way, you can refund it after.
That way you don't piss your pants.
Well, no, I'm picking a game. You're shitting yourself. But yeah, I thought that'd be pretty funny. So
that's dope.
So we're gonna try to get some 1v1 VR, dude, and it is crazy intense. So 1v1, just spraying and it was, dude, it's so hilarious. We're playing Shipment, gun game, like to end off the night, and gun game. And Cyborg is surprisingly fucking good at Pavlov, like surprisingly good. Especially they have like this bolt action iron sight rifle. He's like aimbot with it. I don't fucking get it.
It's like aimbot.
And I think I'd do a lot better if we played now and I got my headset as clear as it was yesterday.
Oh,
because like a lot of the times what happens is like it gets foggy and I can't really see the front side and I just end up start spraying. But anyway, Cyborg's surprisingly good at the game. So we're playing gun game.
It's a surprisingly good Cyborg.
Well, like
I'll take it.
he just got he just got VR. So normally there's like, anyways. So it starts off fairly competitive, right? And then Cyborg speeds ahead of me, right? Gets multiple guns ahead of me. I'm getting destroyed. And then you get to the point where you get to these shotguns. And Cyborg got to the shotguns first, obviously, because he was way ahead of me. I started catching back up. I got to the shotguns. Now, next thing you know, I'm fucking landsliding ahead of him. And you get to these double barrels, or a double barrel, sawed-off double barrel. No range on it at all, but if you get anywhere near the person, they're just dead. Well, I managed to fucking kill him in a lucky, like, one shot in the middle of shipment, in the middle of all them containers. And Cyborg gets it, and I'm, like, camping behind a dumpster, and he just keeps running out, boom, boom, and then he's like hiding it. I'm just like spraying him. Well, it was fucking hilarious because the last thing you have to kill somebody is a knife. So like Cyborg has these double barrels.
Been my opportunity.
Dude, he's just sitting there spraying it. I'm like running back and forth, like, come here, bitch, come here. Dude, and we killed each other at the very end, dude. Like I throw my knife at him as he shoots me, and we just both fall over, and I win. It was glorious, bro. It was such a fucking fun.
I hate that sawed-off fucking bullshit. I couldn't.
It's super fun. It's super fun to like break open. And
yeah, because you have to do it in VR. You have to like open it and dump your shells out, and then put 2 shells in VR. It's like, I was like trying to run away from him while dumping out shells.
There would be times where he would like try to reload it and think it was reloading and dump the shells out, not paying attention, to come back and
click,
go to shoot, and it'd be click, click, and be and then we were playing like Russian roulette because you could take the revolver, dump all the shells out, put a random bullet in,
like behind your back,
and then click. And Cyborg had the worst fucking luck. Like every time he would do it, it'd be like the first time, first bullet, boom, blow his head off, blow his head off. And the last time we played, it was fucking hilarious. We're playing on block gun game, and there's like this weird. Well, it's not really a glitch, but you drop your gun, it stays on the ground for like 2 seconds, and then it disappears. You can't get it back. Then you don't have a gun.
Like so like we would.
Yeah, so then, you know, you just basically sacrifice yourself to one of us and you get a free gun. Well, he dropped his gun while I had the revolver. So I'm like, fuck it, let's play gun game. Or Russian roulette, rather, while, since you don't have one. So I put one in, like, so you got to put it in behind your back because you can't spin the wheel. So you put it in behind your back, that way you can't see. Lock the wheel. And then I'm like, Cyborg, you want to go first or you want me to? He's like, man, I want you to. Click. Bam! Off with his head. Dude, it was just funny. He has the worst luck with
the worst.
Yeah, don't play in real life.
Never.
Oh, I was telling him, I was like, dude, this is not a game that you want to play in fucking real life. Would you play Russian roulette in real life if it was like $1 billion?
If it was like to shoot myself in the foot?
No, head.
Nah, not the head.
All in. Russian roulette.
I would do it.
So it's a 6-chamber, and if I go 6...
It's just was it one time? Just like spin it one time?
No, fuck that.
You put a bullet in, you spin it, like...
Yeah, I got pretty good luck. I don't know.
Well, Cyborg, he needs to stay away. So you just put the bullet in, fucking spin that bitch, lock it in there. Yeah. And if you die, well, fuck, you don't need money anyways. But if you live...
Because you're dead.
But if you live...
$1 billion, dude.
I would definitely do it at the age of 30.
Oh, I'd do it right now.
Call me when I don't know, dude.
You know what, guys? I would do it on the podcast.
No, you would
Think
not.
of the views.
No, you wouldn't get any views from me.
You would have to go over there and then make this into a video. And then, you know, make this
we'd have to upload from your bloodstained chair.
One of y'all would have to record.
Hey, you might send that in Dropbox for us.
Look, Bill Gates, if you're out there and you're like, dude, what can I do with the $1 billion? Russian roulette with me? I'm down.
Okay. Hit me up at the age of 30.
I'll support you. That way I get a chunk of that $1 billion.
No. Dude, if I got $1 billion, we would have more money to dispose in the podcast.
It's true.
That's true. You know,
we could buy a studio.
Yeah.
You're speaking nothing but facts, but at the same time, you could blow your brains out.
At the same
You know what,
time.
guys? This is a risk I'm willing to take for you.
No,
I was pretty lucky in the VR version, so
And that translates directly to real life. So
Yeah.
IRL, that means
yeah, you won't find Cyborg messing around with any of that action.
I don't know. $1 billion, never have to work again in my life, be set. That'd be good.
This is what we're at in society. We're
Do
ready
a lot
to
of things
blow
for
our
$1 billion,
brains out.
but not that.
Well, I'm really hoping the blowing my brains out part isn't the outcome, but 1 in 6 chance for $1 billion, I'll take it.
I definitely take
What are those percentages like?
I mean, the fuck I gotta live for, right?
16%. That's not bad.
Dude,
You got a
I can make
60% chance of dying.
the video game of my dreams.
It's true. With $1 billion, you could do a lot more than that. You could make the movie of your dreams.
I could fucking do season 9 of Game of Thrones.
You could just make it your own shit.
You know what, Bill Gates, you got my email. Get your people in contact with my people. Let's make it happen.
Myself.
Yeah.
It is Blood Trail. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me see.
I clicked on the ones that I had searched it already. Because Blade and Sorcery's on there. I know it's like the Ward Howe VR.
Oh, dude, Blade and Sorcery is dope. I have a whole bunch of footage. Well, not a whole bunch. I have like 30 minutes recorded of me just fucking going ham. And I'm like editing it into a fun little video. Probably won't do anything with it, but might post on social media or something for you. So
yeah,
follow us all on social media. Be in the link below. Be in the description below. Be all of the podcast social medias. It'd be Cyborgs. You gotta follow Cyborg. Cyborg posts the most hilarious fucking the podcast is live post. They're completely random and have nothing to do with the podcast. And I fucking love them. They're better than the podcast, really.
I just like slide the podcast in there, like.
He'll be talking about how his great aunt passed away, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, podcast is
played
out."
This song at her funeral, and it's a podcast.
So yeah, all of our links will be in the description below. Feel free to go follow us. We would all greatly appreciate that.
Check out the past podcasts.
Oh yeah,
we've been talking about. You guaranteed to find some true rack stuff on there.
Dude.
Yeah, if y'all want to know more about hunting games or my hatred for rideable dinosaurs, not dinosaurs. Fucking love dinosaurs.
Rideable dinosaurs.
Rideable dinosaurs. Or if you want to see some gameplay, we have Escape from Tarkov, The Sitting Ducks Plays episode 1. Out now, and me and Cyborg are very happy about that video. It was a lot of fun to make, a lot of fun to edit. I was super happy with how it turned out, and expect new content coming here in the future between me, Cyborg, and hopefully we'll get Triston in here, and we can do like a 3-way.
All right.
Been ready for one though.
We can do 3-way in Tarkov.
For the Sitting Ducks. He's been removed from office.
Been waiting for you to say that, baby.
Now's his chance. Ready to slide in them DMs. So yeah, me and Cyborg are gonna get this shit figured out with the audio so we can get the hunting episode out.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one too.
Yeah, because we're playing with no HUD, no nothing, so it's just fucking us just being fucking hooligans in this beautiful country, fucking just mowing down animals. Just mowing them down. And then we're gonna hopefully get some Escape from Tarkov videos. We want to make Rust, all kinds of games. Yeah, even the game suggestions, we'd love to hear it in the comments section below.
Yeah, if you guys want to answer any of our questions that we asked during the podcast, comment it down there. Let us know.
Yeah, if you want to see. If you want to see any new additions to the podcast or just videos in general, let us know. We're all new to this, so we're trying to think of ideas as we go, and we can't think of everything, so all of y'all's recommendations are welcomed and greatly appreciated.
I need y'all to think for us, please.
Yeah. Would you play Russian roulette for $1 billion? It only has to go click once.
It's gonna be a lot of yeses, and it's gonna be so sad.
It's gonna be so sad.
Bro, think about it. This is a perfect way for population control.
Play Russian roulette with all the fucking subscribers and followers.
Just everybody in the world.
Thanos.
Well, I like a 1 in 6 chance better than a 1 in 50, or 50-50 chance.
1 in 2.
And plus, with Thanos, you're just surviving and everybody dies. But here, at least I have $1 billion to show for it.
At least I'm sure there's going to be a lot of extra money. 50% of the population gone.
That is true. I better get a raise.
You're going to have yachts, fucking, mansions empty.
Dude, could you imagine?
Dude, it would be insane.
No, let's not.
I think I would enjoy Walmart a lot better.
I'm telling you. Walmart would be a delicacy. There'd be
all
10 people in that
are gonna
bitch.
die except you, and then all the crackheads that go into our Walmart brand, they're gonna still be alive.
Are we the only people alive? God, let's hope his method is better than that.
Well, shit, if everybody dies, I'll just go in the AP office. I'll be good. Just watch the carnage.
That's scary. Fuck that. I would hate being at Walmart in fucking chaos, like a fucking city.
That is like the last place you should be during an apocalyptic situation.
Fucking city
chaos. Go to
man.
Walmart. Everybody and their brother has either already been there, died there, or is currently dying there.
Or on their way.
Or on their way to die.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well,
hey man, I'll put that AK to use.
Or put that fucking Jon Snow sword in the background.
Oh yeah.
That's what you're gonna be using.
Yeah, I'm be killing these White Walkers with it, man. I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna take that bitch to a grinder, get it real sharp. That Valerian steel.
Ready for the apocalypse.
All I need is my fucking dragon. Man. An hour and 40 minutes already, boys. I swear, time flies by on these podcasts.
Time flies when you're having a good time.
It's good. That's very true, my man. Yeah, so, I don't know if we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, but I'll go ahead and mention it again if we did. This is going to be the last week that we're going to be doing the random gaming questions. At least for now. We're trying new things. We want the podcast to have a little bit more structure. Instead of us today wasn't too bad. Today we had a lot of good topics to talk about and things like that. But in the past podcasts, we've definitely been fucking, who knows what, rambling about random shit. And, we feel like the podcast definitely take up a lot of the time that, that we could spend talking about random shit.
Yeah. I definitely, you should still, if y'all have any questions at all, leave them down below. We'll definitely answer it. Definitely.
Yeah, because
we'll still have questions come up, I'm sure.
Because me and Cyborg were, while we were planning the podcast out before it got started, one of the things we would love to get to at a certain point, obviously we don't have the following now to do it, but we would love at a certain point to have viewers send in video clips. And having segments like that where y'all send in the crazy moment you had in a video game, funny moment, a glitch, whatever, and we kind of react to it, and we'll play a couple of those each episode or something like that. That's something that would be the end goal, or we do polls. We're what do you think the better video game is? If these two video game characters fought, who do you think would win? And y'all would vote on it, and stuff like that. I would like the end goal to have a more interactive podcast with the viewers, but we gotta lay the groundwork first before we can get there. So,
we'll try and do it with a little less rambling.
Yeah. We're trying to make improvements as we go, and give y'all an overall better product at the end of it. So, big things are coming. We're making strides to hopefully improve, and we're constantly working on content and things like that. I know it doesn't necessarily seem like it, but we're constantly brainstorming, having conversations about it. Now that Southburg has VR, me and Southburg are going to make some dope VR videos.
crazy shit.
Oh, dude, we're gonna.
You're gonna watch a 6'5" motherfucker running around this little room, jumping and ducking and screaming. It's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
it's gonna be really good. You know, we're gonna get Triston in here to record some Tarkov and things like that. And then, obviously, like we said, we're going to get the hunting video situated. And then, you know, who knows where we go from there. But, you know, bigger and better. Great things to come. Stay tuned. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Sitting Ducks Gaming Podcast. If you want to see more, just go look around the channel. Like I said, Escape from Tarkov video of the Sitting Ducks Plays. Episode 1 is out. We're all very happy with how.
With Cody.
Yep, last week's with Cody. Our first special guest, Cody. That was a great podcast. The previous weeks. And yeah, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment down below. We'd love to get a conversation going with you guys in the comment section. And overall, just let us know what you think. Follow us all on social medias. Me, Cyborgs, and Tristons will all be in the description below. And, you know, we will see y'all when we see y'all again. We will see y'all in the next video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Sitting Ducks Gaming Podcast. And like I said, keep an eye out. This Monday, a video will be out. I don't give a fuck, okay?
We'll figure it out.
A video will be out. A gaming video will be out this Monday. Whether it's, you know, Tarkov with all of us. Or, you know what? It'll be there. It'll be a surprise.
It'll be there.
There's no telling. It might be My Little Pony sing-along.
Oh, God.
Special edition.
Thanks for tuning in. We're going to cut it. Get this guy off camera.
Cut. Security. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.